Hey folks, Gavin here with Hughes Defense, aka that Pew Pew Palace. So I thought I would try something new. I want to do kind of a meet the team, interview some of the folks that work here at Hughes Defense, just so you can get to know them a little bit better. Of course, I am Gavin, the owner of Hughes Defense. Right here next to me is Sarah. Sarah is our store manager, aka the She-Wolf. And watch out folks, because she is an alpha. She is actually one of the people that you will most likely talk to on the phone. She handles pretty much everything here in store. And what I'm going to do is basically just ask her a few questions, so you can get to know her just a little bit better. So, Sarah, how long have you worked here at Hughes Defense now?
Just over a year now.
Just over?
Pushing almost a year and a half, I think.
And how did you start working at Hughes Defense?
I came here, I needed help with an AR, was getting a new handguard put on it, and was watching Gavin do it and was asking him questions, and apparently I knew enough that he thought it'd be worth offering me a job.
It's kind of how it went, yeah. She seemed to know a little bit about firearms. And something that we do here at Hughes Defense, or something I've tried to always do, is not bring on people that know a bunch of information or have known information for a long time. I like to get people that know enough but can still learn quite a bit more. That way, whenever we get somebody that's new come in, they still have that feeling of, yeah, I was in your place a few months ago, I was in your place a year ago, and they can still relate to you, and it's easier to talk with you. What has been your favorite part about working here at Hughes Defense?
Favorite part? Probably just meeting all the people, the fact that he's nice enough to let me bring my dogs to work. Not a lot of bosses would do that. But since I'm here all the time, it really helps me out. But really, it's just seeing all the different firearms that come through, the ways to fix them, what you can do with them. And I mean, heck, all the time I get guns in here, I'm like, I haven't heard of this one before. And so I get into it and start looking at it and just start learning about it. And it's just learning all the information, really, is probably my favorite part. So.
You mentioned the dogs. Mm-hmm. Tell us about the dogs. What are their names? What are their personalities?
Yeah, so the dogs. So I've got the old man, Sarge. He's been with me the longest. He's 9 years old. And then I have Stella. She's about 3 years old now. She just had her 3rd birthday. And then I had wanted a pup from Sarge for the longest time. So they did a little thing. And now I have Chief. And he's about 7 months old now. He's pushing 7 months. So I love the breed, and I got very lucky with these guys. They're a lot different than what Huskies usually are. They're a little bit more calmer. So they're worth having. They're pretty fun.
Now, I already know the answer to this question because you have multiple of them. Mm-hmm. But what is your favorite firearm? Actually, there's a couple of choices, I guess it could be, because there are a couple you have multiple of. But. Yeah,
favorite firearm is probably the HK VP9. I love the brand. It's been very reliable for me. It's accurate. It feels fantastic in my hand. But I'm also a big fan of Walthers and Canics now. I'm a pretty big supporter of Canics these days.
Now the tough question.
Okay.
What has been your least favorite thing about working here at Hughes Defense?
Least favorite thing is probably talking now. I mean, just like only 4 or 5 days of the week is that. The rest of the days, no, it's probably talking with people, especially over the phone, and trying to relay what's going on with the world right now and why things are taking so long to get here, or why things aren't available. And with the way that the world's going right now, there's issues with shipping. They don't have enough people in the trucks. There's of course strikes going on with truckers. There's COVID and people working at 20%, 50% capacity for their workforce, or people just aren't going to work, and so there's not enough people in the warehouses anymore to get things shipped out. And same thing with manufacturers. They just don't have enough people on the floor making these firearms anymore. And with all the chaos in the world these days, people are buying out everything. They're buying out the ammo, they're buying out these guns. And so they aren't coming in stock, especially not for the little guys like us. They're wanting to send it off to these big stores. So it's always a hardship, basically giving the bad news to these people. telling them that, you know, no, we can't get it in, or no, it's not going to be available for a while, or no, we're still waiting on it, because that's unfortunately just the world these days, and it's, of course, nothing anybody ever wants to hear. So that's probably the least favorite part.
Mine too.
So
Sarah is also one of our holster smiths. There's only a couple of people in this world that I trust to do our holsters. She is actually the other person besides myself that I actually trust to do holsters. So would you mind telling folks what is the benefit of our holsters?
Benefit of our holsters, number one, lifetime warranty. Anything happens to them, anything goes wrong, they come loose, lose a part, bring it in, we'll fix it for you. That's probably the best thing about our holsters. Other thing is that if you have a unique gun where you cannot find a holster, or you have a light that nobody else has made a holster for, or an optic that nobody else has made a holster for, we have the ability to make you a holster that fits that one perfectly. It is going to fit your firearm to a T, and it's going to work for you. And it's also going to work for your body type as well. It's going to give you the cant that you want, or the position that you want. We can do that with our holsters. So.
And you had brought up big box stores. What would be a benefit to shopping with Hughes Defense as opposed to these big box stores?
Benefits of us over big box stores, you get more of a personal experience. I know people all the time are saying how either unknowledgeable people like at Bass Pro are, or just how little they care. That's probably the biggest thing, is how little they care. I had a person come in here earlier this week. She goes, these other bigger companies, she goes, they had me running out in a panic attack. She goes, with you guys, you were personal. She goes, you made me relax. She goes, I want to be in here all the time. So that's probably the biggest benefit of a smaller company like us, is that we can interact with you and get you the answers that you want, and have the time to spend with you to answer all your questions or to fix your problems, whether it be with your guns or anything else. That's probably the biggest benefit. The big box stores, you're just another number, and we know the names of all of our regulars, and usually after you've been here a time or two, we know exactly who you are.
Awesome.
So.
Well, that's going to do it for today. Big thank you to Sarah, because she handles a lot of stuff. I couldn't do what I do without her. You may not realize it, but she actually doesn't like doing these these videos. I had to coax her into this, so I think she did an amazing job. Thank you, She-Wolf. Appreciate it. You folks, I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you learned a little bit about Sarah. She, like I said, she's one of the people that you're going to speak with. She's one of the people you're going to talk with. You're going to meet her. So hopefully you learned a little bit about her. I hope you all have a great night, have a good week, and remember, your safety is your responsibility. Get the training, make sure you carry.